You are listening to STR, the Sandy Times Radio, culture, music, and beyond.
Hello guys, welcome to our new podcast series, Community Working Out. It begins with a question no one asks out loud. Why do we keep waking up at 5 a.m. to run or ride with other people? In this first episode of our new podcast series, we explore how training communities in Dubai have become a source of identity, resilience, mental health support, and even professional networking, and why moving together might be the most powerful social tool of our time. And I'm your host, Sofia Brontvein, the Sandy Times founder. I moved to Dubai like most people do, with ambition, a calendar already too full, and a quiet belief that if I just worked harder, everything else would eventually fall into place. Friends, community, balance, sanity, future problems. First, success. Dubai rewards this mindset brutally well, but what no one really warns you about is that this city doesn't come with built-in human infrastructure. There is no accidental community here, no childhood friends down the street, no familiar cafes where everyone knows your name. If you don't actively build connection, Dubai will happily let you work, train, hustle, and scroll yourself straight into loneliness, in perfect weather. And somewhere between sunrise rides, 5:30 a.m. alarms, and showing up half asleep in running shoes, something interesting happened. People stopped asking me, "What do you do?" They started asking, "Are you coming tomorrow?" This is Community Working Out, a podcast about why group training in Dubai became so much more than fitness, why running clubs, cycling crews, and movement-based communities are quietly doing the emotional, social, and even professional work that cities used to do for us. The first episode is about identity and belonging, about sweat as a social equalizer, about why your training partner is more likely to become your friend or your business partner than anyone you meet over drinks. Because it turns out, the finish line was never the point. Chapter 1. Dubai, loneliness, and the accidental crisis no one talks about. I picked up cycling after moving to Dubai for a very simple reason. I needed a hobby that was mine. A city this intense doesn't really leave you much space to drift. Everything pushes you to work harder, move faster, achieve more. I wanted something that would ground me, something that didn't depend on meeting social plans or expectations. Cycling felt practical at first, just a way to move, explore, get fitter. I didn't realize it would quietly reshape my entire life. At some point, cycling stopped being just training. It became a place where I could finally hear myself without interruption. Long rides have a brutal kind of honesty. No phone, no notifications, no roles to perform. Just effort, breath, and thoughts you can't avoid. Somewhere between endless flats and slow climbs, I started to understand myself better. My limits, my patterns, my fears, and my resilience. Cycling didn't give me answers, but it created the space where the right questions could finally surface. It also carried me through one of the hardest periods of my life. A painful breakup, episodes of depression, a constant imbalance between work and recovery, moments when everything felt overwhelming and unstable. On the bike, life became simpler. Pedal, breathe, keep going. Movement gave structure to days that felt chaotic, and physical exhaustion softened emotional pain when thinking or talking didn't help. Cycling didn't magically fix anything, but it kept me moving forward when standing still felt unbearable. But the most unexpected gift cycling gave me wasn't physical strength or mental clarity, it was people. Through cycling, I found friends who share my values, discipline, curiosity, and respect for effort. We didn't meet through small talk or forced social plans. We met by showing up early, suffering a little, choosing consistency over comfort. And those connections turned out to be deeper, calmer, and more honest than anything I had found elsewhere in the city. Cycling didn't just help me heal or get stronger, it gave me balance, community, and a sense of belonging that quietly changed how I live in Dubai. Dubai is one of the most connected cities in the world. digitally, logistically, financially. And yet, study after study shows that expat-heavy cities report higher perceived loneliness, despite higher income and lifestyle satisfaction. According to research published in Social Science and Medicine, transient populations experience weaker long-term social bonds, even when surrounded by people daily. The problem isn't lack of interaction, it's lack of continuity. Dubai amplifies this. People arrive, people leave, people reinvent themselves, people disappear. Relationships feel temporary before they even begin. This is where sport communities accidentally step in. As Angus Maxfield, co-founder of Jumeirah Jones Running Club, explains,
I think that the best thing that you can do if you move to a new place, and Dubai being as transient as it is, we always have people who are over here for either a short period of time or have just moved. The best thing to do is to join a sports community, because then you're immediately having access to people who have like-minded interests, right? So you know that you're going to go down to potentially a running club or a football club or paddle, whatever it might be, and those people are going to be interested in similar things to you. So it just grants you access to so many potential friendships, so many potential relationships, and it just makes it very easy to center your social life around that. So for us, for example, we have upwards of 5 sessions a week sometimes. That's 5 times where you can go out and meet like-minded individuals and then make plans on your own with them afterwards too. So I think that it just provides that kind of training structure. It allows you to dip in and access it as much or as little as you want, depending on what your training looks like or how much you want to get out of it. And it just provides that kind of constant schedule for you. And find a session that you like, come down to that week in, week out, maybe try some of the other sessions, but you're definitely going to meet some fun people along the way. The thing that bonds you is your like of that particular sport, right? So you can speak about that and also then notice the inherent differences between the different cultures and how they celebrate that sport. Like cycling or running would be treated completely differently here in the GCC as it would somewhere in Europe, for example, and that's completely okay, and it should be celebrated from both ends of the scale. For example, running in the heat in Dubai is such a hot topic because it just is, right? Okay, but someone from Europe might not have experienced that before. So bonding over those differences and those idiosyncrasies between the two running cultures can be interesting. The club that's what it's there for. It's there to facilitate relationships across networking, across friendships. I know so many people who have moved to Dubai for the first time and who have made their group of friends through the running club, and now they have that little pocket of friends. There is a couple that flew into Dubai, maybe landed at 2 a.m, came to the run at 6 a.m, and then the next day they had a social activity plan, like a brunch or something, and that is now their pocket of friends in Dubai. So that is a prime example of how easy it is to make friends. I know loads of people who have gotten jobs through the club, just through bumping into each other, literally, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm actually looking into this, and people who have found jobs and stuff. So, there's definitely relationships as well. So the club is really great, and it is social for that purpose, in that the people that come to it, it's almost self-regulates, is what I like to say. We generally only attract nice, like-minded people, and it almost self-polices, in that if you're not into the vibe and you're not a good person, you don't get the most out of the community. So people definitely find their friends there, and that's what I'm most proud of Jumeirah Jones, is that you see so many friendships blossom, and that's what it's for.
What he's describing isn't fitness, it's instant social filtering. You don't need to explain why you wake up early. You don't need to justify why you care about training. You already belong, at least enough to start talking. And in a city where schedules are packed and energy is finite, that matters. Dubai is famous for networking, and equally famous for how exhausting it has become. Panels, lunches, coffee meetings, events where everyone is polite, accomplished, and slightly guarded. In those settings, people lead with roles, titles, and value propositions. Community training strips all of that away. When you meet someone mid-run or mid-ride, there is no pitch, no agenda, no hierarchy. You earn trust through consistency, not conversation. Shared effort builds trust faster than shared conversation. When people experience mild physical stress together, the brain associates the group with safety and cooperation. The result? Stronger bonds, less posturing, more honesty. Chapter 2. Sweat as social shortcut, or why small talk dies faster at 160 BPM. Here is the science part, and it's not romantic. Physical exertion increases oxytocin release, the same hormone responsible for trust and bonding. Add synchronized movement, running together, riding together, and the brain interprets the experience as shared survival. This is why military units, endurance athletes, and religious rituals all rely on physical stress. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a hard interval and a collective challenge. It just knows we did this together. Social neuroscience shows that shared physical effort accelerates trust building. When people move together, especially under mild stress, the brain interprets it as cooperation. Barriers drop, self-consciousness fades, authenticity increases. Naomi Abbey, founder of Plus Social DXB, puts it simply.
Yeah, movement-based socials are completely different from sitting around trying to network, whether that is like a walk or a hike or a run. I do think that being active lowers those barriers and gets conversation flowing naturally. And a lot of the time people are trying something for the first time. So when we've done hikes or cycles, things like that, especially when you're in a new city as well, they're stepping out of their comfort zone. So you're going through that together, which creates a strong shared experience. So you're just kind of like living in it, living the moment side by side, like encouraging each other and laughing about the hard parts, in like celebrating like the wins. And these are the things that form connections, are in a good base to start a friendship. For someone to open up and build more trust quickly, I'd say the running itself gets people naturally talking, whether that is, I don't know, like cheering someone on or giving them some motivation, or even having a moan like, oh my God, this is so hard. Or when's it going to stop? Or when is the halfway point? You know, it gets people talking naturally without it feeling forced. I'd say that vulnerability is definitely there. I'd say it comes a little bit later when people are sharing about their week at work, or whether that's positive or negative experience. It really opens up those conversations. What is beautiful as well about And Social is it's such a diverse mix of abilities as well. There are beginners and runners and walkers and joggers and people who haven't run for a while who are catching up again. And I think throughout that we're able to cheer each other on, you know, no matter what our level. And I think that opens up an element of vulnerability too, you know, you don't feel judged, you don't feel that you need to be the fastest or anything like that. I think that displays a certain amount of vulnerability. And I get people that message me and say, oh, I don't run, or I'm a beginner, like, or they'll say, no, I'm sorry I haven't turned up yet because I want to get my running up before I come to run club. And I'm like, this is not the space, honestly. Like, we are so vulnerable with each other. You have to be. We are all different. We are built differently. We've had different experiences, different fitness levels, different weeks, different nights sleep. You know, it all affects who you are and how you show up, right? So yeah, I do think there's element of vulnerability, most definitely. And consistency is kind of what ties it all together, right? So the more consistent and the more somebody shows up or people show up, the more you can rely on them, the more you can rely on each other and form a friendship. I think that fitness groups are working because you're doing something. You're not just sat there talking. You've got this shared goal, whether that's running a 10K or completing the yoga class, which naturally sparks a conversation. There's no pressure to perform or network. You're just there moving and sharing an experience. And when people show up week after week, how the connections happen, you know, that's the way you keep building on that conversation that you had the week before and the week before that, and you just learn so much more about people naturally, organically. You know, you could be talking to someone about their trainers or their personal best running time and things like that just naturally turn into, oh, you live in this area, oh, why don't we go for a run? You know, things that progress the connection a little bit further. Oh, Dubai is so transient. On my first year here, I fell in love with my friendship group and they're amazing and I love them from afar now. One of them's moved back home. No, two of them have moved back home. One of them went to travel the world and one of them's moving back home this year. Everyone's on different timelines and it does make it so tricky. From what I've heard, they find it difficult to invest and nurture friendships here based on that reason. I think another thing too is the work-life balance. I've got a lot of teachers and working people that come to And Social, and they're tired, they're exhausted. They are trying their hardest to get outside and meet people and join the clubs and find a hobby and outside of their working hours. And I feel like that's something that's very specific to when you move abroad, right? Because at home, you have your family, that you've got your friends that you grew up with. And I think a lot of people are looking for places that they can belong, where there isn't that surface level, somewhere that they can connect on a deeper level with people and make lifelong friends, right? Where there's depth to the connection. And I think that's why like mums groups and women's groups and men's groups, like those specific interest groups really work well, where there's a shared theme, a shared interest, a common ground. And Social works really well because we really reflect like the London scene or the English scene, which is very diverse and very open. And yeah, I think that's what people are looking for. That's why people connect in those spaces.
There is no hierarchy when everyone is equally uncomfortable. No one cares what car you drive when you're gasping for air. No one leads with job titles when they're trying not to cramp. Vulnerability comes built in because effort is visible. This is why people open up faster, not because they're trying to network, but because their nervous systems are already relaxed after the stress. Chapter 3. From someone who works out to this is who I am. At some point, community training stops being something you do and starts becoming something you are. Not in a loud way, not overnight, but slowly, almost imperceptibly. You stop saying, I go to that run sometimes, and start saying, this is my group. You plan your week around training days. You measure time not just in meetings, but in sessions. You start recognizing faces before you know names. Psychologists call this identity internalization, when repeated behavior, reinforced by a group, becomes part of how you define yourself. And once that happens, motivation stops being the main driver. Belonging takes over. According to social identity theory, people derive a sense of self from the groups they belong to. The stronger the group identity, the stronger the individual commitment. This is one of the main reasons why group-based physical activity has higher long-term adherence than solo training. In Dubai, this matters more than we like to admit. Many people arrive here without an existing identity anchor. New city, new job, new version of yourself. Sport communities fill that gap faster than almost anything else. Asma Hilal Luta, founder of 100 Wellness and the only Emirati woman to run the London Marathon earlier this year as the UAE's flag bearer, speaks directly to this transformation.
Community played a huge role. I wouldn't be where I am without what I call my running family. My chiropractor, Dr. Gary Fitzgerald, who works also with me at the center, at the 100 Wellness Center, has supported me through every stage of training. He believed in me. Every session I would come to him. Sometimes I would be on top of the world. Sometimes I would like, why I'm doing this. His calm confidence and deep knowledge just have helped me so much. There is a hidden angel. His wife, Sandra, became this beautiful emotional support without even planning to. During London Marathon, the time zone was perfect for Dubai. So she tracked me, and that was by itself amazing surprise. She would send me messages when I would reach 5K, 10K, and the halfway. And also my running coach, Lee Harris, he was tracking me. I felt that they were with me in spirit. These tiny check-ins, they meant the world to me in the middle of the race. And when I finished London, I sent my photo to Sandra and I told her, I think I'm just going to make it a tradition. Whenever I finish a marathon, I'm going to send you my photo. My running coach, the amazing Lee Harris, has been absolutely instrumental. His knowledge is exceptional. But what I value most is how deeply he believes in me. He understands how my mind works. He is patient, he shows up, and he helps me see the athlete I can become, not just the athlete I am today. That kind of belief shifts everything. He teaches me how to become a better runner, how to enjoy every run. And it's just, that's amazing by itself. And my long-standing friend and my coach and trainer, Darren Brown, she listens to me through every emotion, the doubts, the sulking, the overwhelm, the complaining. She grounds me and supports me both mentally and physically. In New York, I woke up with sharp mid-back pain, and I was texting them, and then they're sending me stretches, checking on me, encouraging me, and just saying that this shall pass and everything will be fine on race day. Would I have trained differently without them? Yes, completely. Their knowledge is invaluable, but their emotional support, that's what truly carried me. They didn't just support my training, they supported my heart.
What stands out in Asma's words is that strength isn't framed as individual performance, it's collective. Community training reframes effort. You're not proving anything, you're participating in something. And that changes the relationship with discipline. You don't show up because you're chasing a result, you show up because people notice when you don't. That sense of being seen, quietly, consistently, is what turns movement into identity. Chapter 4. Come as you are. Why inclusive wellness spaces matter. One of the biggest myths about sport communities is that they are intimidating by default. That you need to be fit, fast, flexible, or confident before you join. In reality, the most successful communities grow precisely because they reject that logic. Spaces that prioritize inclusivity over performance tend to retain people longer. Not because they are easier, but because they feel safer. Psychologically safe environments reduce dropout rates and increase long-term consistency, especially among women and beginners. Sofia and Sarah Faisal, founders of Pause Club, describe this principle at the core of what they are building.
We started Pause because even though Dubai has a lot of great wellness offerings, we felt like there wasn't a space that you could really come as you are to explore what well-being means to you. Wellness isn't one size fits all, and for different people, what you do for your well-being is very different. We wanted to create a space where people didn't feel like they had to fit into a certain stereotype. And so that's what Pause is about. It's come as you are and find a community that's just exploring what well-being means to them uniquely, and we're able to offer them the services.
That approach matters more than we often admit. In high achievement cities, wellness can easily become another performance metric, another place where people feel judged, compared, or inadequate. Pause deliberately moves in the opposite direction. What they're describing isn't just a vibe, it's a system. Belonging first, performance second, or not at all. And when that hierarchy is reversed, people stay, they grow, they recommend the space to others, community compounds. Dubai didn't plan to become a hub for community training, but structurally, it makes sense. Early mornings due to heat, purpose-built cycling tracks and promenades, a transient population hungry for connection, a culture that values discipline and routine. All of this creates the perfect conditions for ritualized movement. Ritual matters. Meeting at the same time, in the same place, week after week, gives life a rhythm, and rhythm creates stability. Community workouts become the fixed point around which everything else moves. Not because they're dramatic, but because they are dependable. Community training doesn't promise transformation. It doesn't sell a new version of you. What it offers instead is something quieter and far more sustainable. A reason to show up, a place where effort is enough. People who notice when you're missing. In a city that rewards independence but rarely slows down for connection, moving together might be the most human thing we do. And this is community working out. In the next episode, we move from why community matters to what it actually gives us. We will talk about the benefits of running, cycling, and training together. Not just for fitness, but for discipline, confidence, and collective strength. About how groups create momentum, how shared effort leads to shared achievement, and why doing hard things together changes the way we see ourselves. This is Sofia Brontvein, the founder of the Sandy Times. See you next week for the next episode of the Community Working Out.